Hello, this time we're going to discuss about factoring. Okay, the first type of factoring that we're going to discuss is the greatest common factor, or sometimes it is called the greatest common monomial factor. Okay, so factoring a polynomial means expressing it as a product of other polynomials. Okay, so how to find for the GCF, or the greatest common factor? So we have here, first, you're going to concentrate first on the coefficients and then the variables. GCF can be just a number, so it can be just a number. It can be a variable only, or a combination of number and variables. Okay? So let us try. The first one, GCF, the greatest common factor. Let us concentrate first on the coefficients 2 and 4. What is the common factor of 2 and 4? Okay. So, how to find for that one? Let us list down the coefficients. 2, and you have here 4. And then after that, we're going to factor those numbers. The factors of 2 is 2 times 1. How about 4? You have 2 times 2. Okay. Our goal here is common factor. Okay? The common factor. Do they have common factor? Yes, and that is 2. Do we have here? No more. So it's just 2. Therefore, the common factor of 2 and 4 is 2. How about the variables? This time, let us concentrate on the variables, x and y. Are they common? No. Therefore, the greatest common factor of 2x and 4y is 2. Again, when we are talking about greatest common factor, GCF can be a number, it can be a variable, or it can be a combination of number and a variable. Okay? The next one, we have here 7x and 21. Doing the same thing as this one, we're going to write 7 and then 21. This is the easiest way in order for you to find for the common factor of the coefficients. Okay, so factor 7. The factors of 7 are 7 times 1. How about 21? You have 7 times 3. Do they have common factor? Yes, and that is 7. So 7. Is there any 3 here? No, so 3 is not a common factor of 7 and 21. Therefore, the common factor of 7 and 21 is 7. Do we have a common factor on the variables? We have here x. We do not have here a variable. Therefore, the greatest common factor of this one is 7. The next one, we have here 5 and then negative 25. Okay, so 5 and then you have there 25. Do the same thing. Just factor the numbers. So you have 5 times 1. And we have here 5 times 5. Okay? Do they have common factor? Yes, and that is this one. Okay? Do not include that anymore because there's no common factor on 5. So it's just 5. So the common factor of 5 and 25 is 5. B is not here, B is here. So it's just 5. So did you get it? That is the easiest way in finding for the common factor of coefficients. Okay? Let's have this one. Okay, following the same thing. 2, 4, 8. Those are the coefficients. 2, the factors of 2 is 2 and 1. The factors of 4, 2 times 2. How about 8? 2 times 4, right? 2 times 4. But then, can we still factor 4? Yes. We can still factor 4 by 2 times 2. Remember, our goal here is to find for the common factor. So, do they have common factor? Yes, and that is 2. Okay? Can we consider this as the common factor also? No, because there's no 2 on the first number anymore. Okay? So, the common factor of 2x, 4x, and 8x is 2. So that is just the common factor of the coefficients. How about the variables? We have here x, we have here x, and another x here. Therefore, x is common to those three. Therefore, the greatest common factor will be 2x. You need to get the x. Okay? The next one we have here. The coefficients 3, 6, 9. Okay, let us factor. 3 is 3 times 1. 6 is 3 times 2. And 9 is 3 times 3. Do they have common factor? Yes, and that is 3. Therefore, 3 is the common factor of 3, 6, 9. How about the variables? We have here a. What is the exponent? 1. We have here a. What is the exponent? 2. We have here a. What is the exponent? 1. We have a on the first, the second, and the third term. So, we can have a as a common factor. Now, you are confused. The exponent here is 1, while here is 2, while here is 1. In order to find for the common factor of the variables, you need to get the lowest exponent, and that is a raised to 1. Can you follow? Now, how about c? Do we have c on this one? Do we have c? No. Therefore, the greatest common factor of these terms is 3a. Okay? Next. How about here? Okay? Can we erase this part so that we can show how to find for the greatest common factor of the coefficients? Okay? The coefficients are 4, 8, and then 12. Okay. Let us factor. What are the factors of 4? You have 2 times 2. How about 8? That is 2 times 4. But you can still factor it. 2 times 2. 2 times 2, that is 4, times 2, that is 8. Then 2, 12 is 2 times 6. But can we still factor 6? Yes, it is 2 times 3. 2 times 2, that is 4, times 3, that is 12. Okay, let us now identify common factor. They all have 2, so they are common. They all have 2, okay. Do we have this? No. Do we have that? No. So, the common factors are 2 times 2, and that is 4. Therefore, the GCF of 4, 8, and 12 is 4. Okay? Now, let us concentrate on the variables. Your p, we have here the exponent is 1, p, 2, p, 1. You have p on all the terms. Therefore, p is a common factor. Again, in variables, you need to choose the lowest exponent. So that is 1. Next, q. The exponent here is 2. The exponent here is 2. The exponent here is 1. Therefore, we have q raised to 1. Final answer, the greatest common factor of those terms will be 4pq. Okay? So that is the way in identifying the greatest common factor. We're not yet done because we're going to factor. Okay? That is just the first step. Okay? How to factor polynomials using the greatest common factor. So the first one is find the greatest common factor. And then the second one, the second step, will be divide the polynomial by the given GCF, then the quotient is the other factor. And then number 3, express the polynomial as the product of the quotient and the GCF. To further understand this, we need to consider this one. Okay. First, you need to identify the greatest common factor. Okay? Based from our previous step, we need to list down your coefficients, 6, 12, and 3. Okay? So the factors of 6, we have 3 times 2. The factors of 12 is 3 times 4. But 4 can still be factored as 2 times 2, right? And then 3, the factors is 3, then 1. Do they have common factor? Yes, and that is 3. Is 2 a common factor? No. Is 2 a common factor? No. So, 3 is the greatest common factor. How about the variables? We have here c raised to 3, c raised to 2. We also have here c raised to 1. So, c are present on all the terms. So, you have c raised to 1. Next, d raised to 1, d raised to 2, and d raised to 1. D is common. So you have d raised to 1. Okay? So 3cd is the GCF. And then after that, after finding for the GCF, let's proceed to the next. We're going to divide the polynomial by the GCF. Okay? It would be easier if you're going to do this way. 3cd. You are going to divide each term by the GCF. 3cd. Okay? What is 6 divided by 3? That is 2. Okay, what is the exponent here? That is 1. That is 1. So, that is 1. So, that will be 0. Again, in dividing, you're just going to subtract the exponent. Do not forget that. 3 minus 1, that is 2. Minus 12 divided by 3, that is 4. Do not forget the exponent. That is 1, that is 1. The exponent of your c here is 2, while here is 1. So just subtract it. 2 minus 1, that is 1. D, 2 minus 1, that is 1. Okay? Then positive divided by positive, that is positive. What is 3 divided by 3? That is 1. Okay? How about here? The exponent of c here is 1, 1 here. This 1, this 1. So 1 minus 1, that is 0. Cancel that out. 1 minus 1, that is 0. Cancel that out. Therefore, we have here 2c squared minus 4c d plus 1 is the other factor. So how are you going to write that? We have to write that as this one. This is the first factor and this is the second factor. So that is the proper way of factoring polynomials using the GCF. Okay, to further understand it, let us, find or factor another one. So we have here 6x cubed plus 3x squared minus 12x. So 6, 3, and then 12. Do the same thing. 6 is 3 times 2. 3 is 3 times 1. 12 is 3 times 4, but 4 can still be factored as 2 times 2. So 3 is the common factor. Okay? So 3. 3 is the GCF. How about on the variables? We have here x raised to 3, x raised to 2, and we have here x raised to 1. X is present on all the terms. Therefore, x is also a common factor. But then, you need to choose the lowest exponent. So that is 1. Now, that is now the first factor. You're going to find for the second factor. How to find for that? You're going to divide each term by the GCF raised to 1. 3x raised to 1. Then divide it by 3x raised to 1. Okay, so we're now going to write the first factor, 3x. Then we're going to look for the second factor. So whatever will be the result here should be written here as the other factor. So 6 divided by 3, that is 2. X, you're going to subtract the exponent. 3 minus 1, that is 2. Plus 3 divided by 3, that is 1. X, 2 minus 1, that is 1. Minus 12 divided by 3, that is 4. 1 minus 1, that is 0. So, no more x here. Okay? So, that is now the factor. Now, can we just erase this one? Yes. Can we just erase this one? Yes, also. Therefore, that is now the factors of the given polynomial. 3x multiplied by the quantity 2x squared plus x minus 4. It is called the factor because if you're going to multiply 3x by this polynomial, will come up with this polynomial. Okay? Next, we have here 5x squared minus 10x plus 35. What do you think is the common factor of 5, 10, and 35? Is it very obvious? 5 times 1, we have here 5 times 2, and we have here 5 times 7. So the common factor is 5. Okay? So that is the common factor. Now let us now concentrate on the variables. We have here x squared. We have here x raised to 1. Do we have x here? No. So, since we do not have x on the last term, therefore x is not a common factor. So we only have 5 as the GCF. Now, we are going to find for the other factor. And how to find for that? You're just going to divide each term by the GCF, which is 5. Okay? So what is 5 divided by 5? That is 1. So you're just going to copy x squared. What is 10 divided by 5? That is 2. X. Negative divided by positive? That is negative. Positive divided by positive, that is positive. What is 35 divided by 5? That is 7. So, these are now the factors of the given polynomial. 5 multiplied by the quantity x squared minus 2x plus 7. Okay? When we are talking about factoring, it is not just one number. It is not just one factor. It can be 2 or 3 factors. So here we have 5 as the greatest common factor, and then x squared minus 2x plus 7 is the other factor. Okay? Next, we have here 16x cubed y raised to 4z minus 8x squared y squared z cubed plus 12x y cubed z squared. It is too long, okay? So again, first we're going to find for the GCF. We're going to list down the coefficients. We have 16, 8, and 12. Okay, so what are the factors of 16? You have here 4 times 4, right? And how about 8? That is, 8. The factors of 8 are 4 times 2. And how about 12? That is 4 times 3. So what is the common factor? It is 4. So the common factor is 4. Let us now concentrate on the variables. You have here x raised to 3, x raised to 2, and x raised to 1. We have x, x, and x. Therefore, x, choose the lowest exponents, which is 1. So x raised to 1 is a common factor also. Now we have y to the 4th, y squared, y cubed. Y is present on all the terms. Therefore, y is a common factor. But what is the lowest exponent? 2. Next, z. The exponent of z is 1. This is 3 and this is 2. So z is present on all the terms. Therefore, z is also a common factor. But what is the lowest exponent? 1. So the 4x raised to 1, y squared, z raised to 1 is the greatest common factor. And so we are now ready to find for the other factor. You're just going to divide each term by the GCF, which is 4x y squared z. You have 4x y squared z. 4x y squared z. Okay? So 16 divided by 4, that is 4. Your variable, you're just going to subtract the exponent. 3 minus 1, that is 2. The next, y, 4 minus 2, that is 2. And then z, 1 minus 1, that is 0. Okay, so no z. Minus 8 divided by 4, that is 2. What's the exponent of x here? That is 2. This is 1. So 2 minus 1, that is 1. So x raised to 1. Your y is 2 minus 2, that is 0. So no y. Z, 3 minus 1, that is z squared. Then plus 12 divided by 4, that is 3. Okay? Then you have x, 1 raised to 1. So 1 minus 1, that is 0. Your y is 3 minus 2, that is y raised to 1. And then z, 2 minus 1, that is 1. Z raised to 1. Okay? So let us now simplify the answer. Exponent is 1, remove it. Exponent is 1, do not need to write it. Okay? So that is not the factor of the given polynomials. Do you have any question? Okay, hope you can follow it. Thank you.